Floyd Mayweather, out of the kindness of his heart, does the champion thing and gives us, the boxing fans, the ability to choose his next opponent. Isn't that fucking wonderful? Isn't that the greatest fucking thing you've ever seen a champion do? There's only one problem. The opponents that he gave us to choose from is Marcos Maidana and Amir fucking Khan. Two opponents that none of us asked him to fight. But it is what it is, and I'm not going to complain about it too much because it's not going to change anything. So if I have to choose one of these guys, of course, it's going to be Marcos Maidana. I feel that Marcos Maidana is more deserving of the shot. He has a buzz behind him right now. He just beat Adrian Broner, who is considered to be a top fighter. So that makes more sense than Amir Khan, who's done absolutely nothing but provide us with pure laughter over the past few years. I mean, let's talk about what both guys are known for, okay? Marcos Maidana, the highlights of his career is the war that he had with Victor Ortiz, in which he made Victor Ortiz quit. And, of course, the beating that he put on Adrian Broner. These are like the highlights of Maidana's career. Now, let's talk about the highlights of Amir Khan's career. Amir Khan is known for getting knocked out by Prescott, by getting beat up by Lamont Peterson, and by getting knocked out once again by Danny Garcia. Now, I'm not being hard on Amir Khan. This is nothing that I'm making up. I'm not trying to belittle him. The only thing I'm doing is saying that this is what he's known for, okay? Because I have never talked with anybody about Amir Khan where him getting knocked out by Prescott and Danny Garcia has not come up. It comes up every single time. It never fails. So that's why I say this is what he's known for. So why would I pick Amir Khan to go in there with Floyd Mayweather? He has a lot of ground to make up. He should be trying to fight Danny Garcia again. The Prescott, I mean, that's pretty much gone. You know what I mean? He can't really avenge that. That's a done deal already. But he needs to be trying to avenge that damn loss. He needs to be trying to get in there with Peterson again. That's what he needs to focus on, not Floyd Mayweather right now. And he's talking like he really does deserve this fucking shot, man. The guy is out of his fucking mind. Okay, but like I say, Marcos Maidana is who I choose, who I have to choose, who I'm being forced to choose. But let me just give you my picks on who I think Floyd Mayweather should fight for the remainder of his contract, since I did promise this to a YouTuber who requested that I make a video saying who I think that Floyd should fight for the remainder of his contract with Showtime. And he wants me to do that by acknowledging the split between the promotional company. So I'm going to do that as well. Now, I think that Erislandy Lara should be Floyd Mayweather's next fucking fight. Point blank, period. That should be his next fight. He just fought at 154 pounds. Well, at a catch weight of 152. He's ranked in that division. And Lara is the man right there right now. Okay? Lara already beat the guy that Canelo Alvarez is about to fight on a pay-per-view, Alfredo Angulo. Which I'm not shitting on that fight. That's going to be one hell of a fucking fight. That's a good fight for Canelo Alvarez. He's coming off of a loss as well. But pay-per-view, though, you know, that shit could have been on Showtime Championship Boxing. But I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep the buzz that Canelo Alvarez has. They're trying to make him a pay-per-view star. And I think that this could actually work out in Lara's favor. Because let's say Canelo Alvarez gets past Alfredo Angulo. If he gets past him, which he might not. But let's say he does, okay? He's going to have no choice but to fight Lara. Like, he can't keep making these excuses. He's trying to duck Lara. He's saying shit like nobody wants to see a track runner. Nobody wants to see me chase somebody around the ring all night because that's boring. So Canelo is trying to play the Lara is boring card to get out of that fight, which I'm sure most of us in the YTBC here are not buying that at all. We know better than that. We know the real reason why he doesn't want to fight Lara. But Lara needs to start being more vocal and back Canelo into a corner and get that fight if he gets past Angulo, because then Lara would have been on pay-per-view. He would headline a pay-per-view. And if he beats Canelo Alvarez, which I think he can do pretty easy, by the way, then that's going to be his perfect opportunity to start being more vocal about wanting to fight Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather can't ignore him at that point because Canelo Alvarez has a huge following, and if Lara was to beat him, he's going to pick up a little bit of popularity. and he's going to pick up some more followers, people are going to say, hey, that's the guy who beat Canelo Alvarez. People who just follow Canelo, they'll remember who Lara is. So I think that that would be his perfect opportunity to get a fight with Floyd. Now, that's what I want to see next, though. But I know that's not going to happen. I'm just telling you what I want to see. Now, the rest of these are in no particular order. Okay, I would love to see him fight Danny Garcia. I don't think Danny Garcia is ready yet. Of course, he hasn't fought at 147 pounds yet. So I would like to see Danny Garcia come into 147 pounds, have a couple of good, solid performances, and then fight Floyd somewhere towards the end of Floyd's career. I think that's going to be the perfect time for Danny Garcia to challenge Floyd Mayweather. So Danny Garcia would be number 2 on my list. Number 3, I would have to say I would love to see Floyd fight one of these young champions like Keith Thurman or Sean Porter. I would have said Devin Alexander, but he got eliminated by Sean Porter. So either one of those guys, I'm not going to count them as 1 and 1. I'm not going to make them my number 3 and number 4. I'm going to say either one of those guys. So if they were to fight each other, which would be a good fight, I would say the winner of that fight before Floyd Mayweather retires would be an acceptable fight for me. So that's number 3, either one of those guys. Now, number 4, now I know I have to acknowledge the split between the promotional companies and the networks, of course. So I'm going to give you just a little extra one. You don't have to count this as number 4, but I'm going to just give you this anyway. There's no way Floyd Mayweather can retire without fighting the winner of this Pacquiao and Bradley fight. Okay, now they're both in contract with Top Rank. They're both over there on HBO, but we don't know for how long. I haven't heard how long Timothy Bradley extended his contract for, but I have heard Manny Pacquiao say that his contract was extended through this year and that he would be able to talk with Floyd if Floyd still wants to fight sometime next year. So that means that he would be available if he beats Timothy Bradley, which I don't think he's going to do. I think Timothy Bradley's going to win that fight. I'm going to make a completely separate video on that. But I think that Bradley would win the fight, and I think that once he gets out of his contract, if he gets out before Floyd Mayweather retires, I think that he has to take that fight with Timothy Bradley. You cannot fight either one of the top 2 fucking welterweights along with yourself. So that would be a pick for me, but if you're not happy with that, I would say Marcos Maidana, because if he doesn't pick Marcos Maidana next and he does fight Amir Khan, then that means Marcos Maidana would go on to fight Adrian Broner and beat him up again, as I told you he's going to do. And then he will really be deserving of a shot. So I wouldn't have a problem with that. So I can make that my number 4. And just one more honorable mention. Now, Maidana is officially my 4th pick that I think that Floyd Mayweather should fight. But I will say this. I would love to see Cotto put himself back in the game again, man, because Cotto and Mayweather are both 2 of my favorite fighters of this past decade, as far as what they do in the ring. And it was real exciting for me to see them fight each other. Like, I was really happy for that fight, and that was one of the best Floyd Mayweather fights ever. So I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. You know, and I also want to mention Luis Collazo. If Luis Collazo can fight Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, or one of those guys. For some reason, Robert Guerrero is missing from the scene. But if he was to fight a couple of those guys and beat them, then he would deserve a shot as well. So I wouldn't mind seeing that either, if Collazo earns it. I don't think that he's done enough yet just by beating Victor Ortiz, a guy who's known for quitting. But I think that he should be considered, because they were going to consider Victor Ortiz again for a rematch, because the storyline was there already, but he fucked it up by quitting again. So if they were going to consider Victor Ortiz, I think that they should also consider Luis Collazo. Okay, so that's another honorable mention. That's not an official pick, but that's another honorable mention. So you guys leave me your comments at the bottom. Let me know what you think. Who are the 4 opponents that you want to see him fight for the rest of his contract? Doesn't have to make sense. Doesn't have to make business sense or anything like that. Who do you want to see him fight? Leave your comments at the bottom. I'm out. Deuce.